My name is Edwina Elcox, and I am a criminal defense attorney. I am a senior attorney with Bryan Webb Legal, located in Eagle, Idaho, and I am fortunate enough to have spent the vast majority of my career in criminal law. I was a deputy prosecuting attorney for the Ada County Prosecuting Attorney's Office for a little over half a decade, where I dealt with all kinds of cases from general low-level misdemeanors to when I decided to transition to criminal defense to being a felony trial team attorney. So that meant I litigated all aspects of felony cases, including when a person decided to stand on their right to go to trial. I also had the opportunity in that role as a deputy prosecuting attorney to be assigned to the specialty courts. And what that meant for our jurisdiction is to be assigned to the drug courts, mental health courts, and the veterans courts. And that frankly offered me one of the most profound, eye-opening learning experiences that I've ever had in my life, not just my professional career. And those courts offered me the opportunity to get to know defendants in a way that the normal criminal justice system just would not afford. We wouldn't get that level of information, that level of interaction, and frankly, it gave me insight, a profound learning experience, and a depth of knowledge to be able to understand people and their circumstances, and frankly that they are oftentimes so much more than the crime that they've been accused of, that there's so much more that they bring from life experiences to what got them to this position, to the interaction between substance abuse and mental health issues that I frankly didn't have. I didn't have that depth of knowledge, that body of knowledge. I certainly couldn't appreciate it in the way that these specialty courts taught me, with the intersection of prosecutors, law enforcement, treatment providers, counselors, people that were truly invested in making sure that a person that had intersected with the criminal justice system was set up for success. And that was probably one of the best experiences that I could have had, and frankly shaped my career in a way that I certainly didn't anticipate. I decided to make the transition to criminal defense for a variety of reasons, both professional and personal. And I am honored on a daily basis that my clients trust me with their life, oftentimes their life, their liberty, their freedom. And I am oftentimes the only person that my client can talk to, not just as their attorney within the purview of the crime that they're charged with, but the worries that they face, the uncertainty that they face, that their families face, potentially facing years, if not up to life, in prison. And it is a responsibility that is profoundly important to me. My ethical obligations as an attorney mandate that I must be a zealous advocate for my client, and that is not something that I take lightly or is frankly something that is even up for a debate. That is my unequivocal obligation. And for me, that means late nights, that means early mornings, but that is something that cannot be put by the wayside for me. And so I am honored that people trust me with their lives, their freedom, their liberty, their futures. And I have been asked time and time again, how can you defend criminals? Well, my first answer to that is alleged criminals, because we are afforded, pursuant to our system, we are presumed innocent until the government proves its case against us, against a person charged with a crime, beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is not something to take lightly. Because when a person is accused of a crime, and believe me, there are more times than I am comfortable beyond, I'm never comfortable with it, but shock my conscience despite being involved in the criminal justice system on a day-to-day basis, where I truly believe that an innocent person has been charged with a crime. A person where a case should have never been filed against them is sitting behind bars. And that's a terrifying prospect to me. So I am oftentimes the only thing that is standing between the might of the government, the deep pockets of the government, the unlimited resources of law enforcement, and my client. And so I can never guarantee somebody what the outcome of their case is going to be, because there's a number of inherent factors that I can't predict from the outset of the case. I don't know if police have done something wrong. I don't know what evidence they have until I get the discovery in the case. I don't know what appropriate evidentiary motions there are, motions within the rules of evidence that there are to file in the case. So I can never promise somebody what the outcome is ultimately going to be of a case. But what I can promise them is I will fight for them unequivocally, with everything I have in every case. And that's a promise I don't take lightly, but I uphold every single day. And these are rights that should be fought for every person that is accused of a crime. And sometimes it's about mitigating the outcome. What is an appropriate sentence or punishment in the case? And other times it's about holding the government accountable when they haven't upheld the law despite all of the resources that they have. And sometimes it's about fighting against the government, law enforcement, who has accused somebody of a crime that they absolutely did not commit. And so that is what my obligation is on a day-to-day basis. And I am lucky at the point I am in my career to know what I'm passionate about, to know what I care about, and to have the ability to not be a general practitioner and to practice in the arena of criminal law and to fight those battles on a day-to-day basis, because those are based on the foundational principles of our country, our Constitution, and they are the rights that should be fought for and upheld and preserved and protected by everyone, not just criminal defense attorneys.